Good afternoon, class. How are you today?
Fine.
Are you sure?
Cold.
Okay. How has your day been today? Has it been nice?
Nice.
Okay, so I hope that you're really energetic for this class, okay? Okay, I want you to focus on these pictures that we have here in front of the class. They have something in common, okay? Camila, what, can you read the names of these, what do you think that they are?
My fairy tale.
Okay, can you read their names?
Alice in Wonderland, Little Red Riding Hood, Three Little
Louder
Pigs,
so that everyone listens to you.
Three Little Pigs, Papalucho, Peter and the Wolf, and the Petit Prince.
Okay, and she already said that they are fairy tales, okay? But let's go a little bit more general. What are they?
Stories.
They are stories, and they are narrative stories, okay? They tell a story which follows a structure, and all fairy tales, all novels, and things like that follow a structure, okay? Today we're going to learn the parts of a story, okay? The parts of a plot, okay? Do you know what a plot is? Seba, do you know what a plot is? Louder.
It's the main structure of the story.
Okay, yes. Okay, it's kind of what happens. Everything that happens, that's the plot. Okay? We're going to identify its parts, and then we're going to write a story following this structure. Okay? Please, Jose. Narrative stories, the parts of the plot. Here you go, guys. This is a plot diagram for you to know. Look at it, okay? Think about it. We have some names. We know that we began the story, we have the development of the story, and then we have the end. Each part has two different things. Andrea,
Exposition,
louder.
conflict, racing action, climax, falling action, resolution.
Okay, excellent. So before we go into this, you have 1 minute to think on your own, and you are going to tell me what each of these parts is about. Okay, 1 minute, think about it, relax. You can make mistakes, that's the idea, of course. Rising action. Climax. Falling action. And finally, resolution. Okay. Javiera, what do you think that the exposition is about?
Maybe when the story begins.
Louder.
Maybe when the story begins.
Okay, and if we're going to begin a story, what do we need?
To introduce the characters,
Okay, we introduce the characters and
the setting,
excellent, the setting. Okay, so in the exposition, we are introduced the characters and the place where the story is going to take place. Then we go into conflict. Kevin, what do you think that conflict is?
it's like the first problem that changes the story.
Okay. Do you think that this conflict is going to be long term? Or is it going to stop here? It's going to be long term. And that's why we have the rising action, Ignacio. What do you think that rising action is about?
I think that
It comes after conflict, it comes before the climax.
the conflict is just like it follows the sequence of the Rising Action story. It follows the conflict, but in like a bigger degree. I think.
Uh-huh. So things get kind of wars. That's the thing. So we have characters and settings, conflict, which will be long-term throughout the story. Then rise in action, which after the conflict, things start getting worse. Andrea, what do you think that climax is about?
It's when the problem is there. It's when you have to face the problem.
Okay, so the conflict is at its maximum level. Okay, things can get worse. Okay, now we know that some stories they don't end nicely, but they still fall. They still fall, and they are resolved. Okay, now let's go with falling action. Camila, what do you think that falling action is about?
I think that is when something happens that changes the conflict
Okay.
to better or worse.
So after the climax, something happens, as you said it, and things start to get a little bit better, okay? But everything is finally solved in the
Resolution.
excellent, in the resolution. Things may not be as happy as they were before, but the story is ended in a kind of happy way or something, or it's just ended. There is a resolution, even though the end may be sad. So we're going to go into each of these things, but I want to see your notebooks on your desks right now, guys. Where are your notebooks? Okay, and a pen or a pencil, whatever you want. You're taking too long. Okay, excellent. Your pen or pencil? Pen or pencil? Okay. Guys, I can't believe that you don't have pen or pencil. You're coming to the school. Okay. Excellent. Now, I want you to think about some learning strategies that we've been like looking these classes. For example, we're going to learn about the block diagram. And I want you to think what's going to be the best way for you to write about it. It may be a diagram. It may be a mind map. It may be a chart, or just notes, the name and the definition. However you want it to be, but organize your ideas so that you don't forget later. Okay? We have the exposition, and we're going to go back one by one. Ignacio, please.
So the
Read.
exposition. Exposition is the introduction to a story, including the primary characters, names, setting, mood, and time.
Excellent. So we have an example here. That's an example. That's Harry Potter. We've got Hogwarts. And some of the characters, of course, they're introduced in the exposition. Camila, please.
Conflict. The conflict is the primary problem that drives the plot of the story. Often a main goal for the protagonist to achieve or overcome.
Okay, my obstacle. What do I do now? What's going on after this? Okay, the story starts to be developed. Okay, and in case of Harry Potter, the conflict is mainly Lord Voldemort. Okay? Rise in action, Javier.
Rise in action. The rise in action of the story is all of the events that lead to the eventual climax, including character development and events that create suspense.
Okay. Why do you think that I put this image here? The Horcruxes. Okay? So, after Lord Voldemort, which is the conflict of Harry Potter, is introduced, we know that we need to get these things, the Horcruxes, in order to stop him. So that's the rise in action. Harry Potter and his friends start looking for these, I don't know, objects, and they are kind of getting closer to Voldemort. Andrea?
The climax is the most exciting point of the story, and its turning point for the plot or goals of the main character.
Okay, as last class I asked, and all of you said that you have watched the last Harry Potter movie, I am just not taking spoilers here, because I know that you know the story. So, the climax of Harry Potter is when Harry Potter is killed by, that's the worst part in Harry Potter, okay? But after that, Seba?
Falling action. The falling action is everything that happens as a result of the climax, including wrapping up of plot points, questions being answered, and character development.
Okay, so things start to get solved. Some riddles that were left throughout the story, or some characters that were bad, okay, are like faced and kind of most of the time killed, or you get to an agreement with them. Okay, and this is when, for example, Lord Voldemort and Harry Potter face each other. After Harry Potter, of course, comes back from death. Okay? And finally, resolution. No? Yes?
Yes.
Yes. Okay?
The resolution is not always happy, but it does complete the story. It can leave a reader with questions, answers, frustration, or satisfaction.
That's what I was telling you. Okay, so whenever you go into story, you have to keep in mind that the end is not always going to be happy. So if you are emotional, don't go into it. Okay? This is the resolution of Harry Potter. Lord Voldemort is killed, and everything that comes after is the resolution. How the characters start living a better life, how they settle down, they marry each other, they have family, and everything. Okay?
Okay, now you're going to read a scrambled story. Do you know what does scrambled mean? Scrambled mixed. A mixed? Well, okay. Okay. Now, here we have the scrambled story. Okay? You're going to read each part, okay? I'm gonna pick one and you will read. Kevin, please read the first one.
Despite Mark's mother's wound, she could still run, and along with them, they were able to get away from the men, and they hid in a pet store with more people.
Okay. Sasha, please, the second one.
A shooting in the shopping center started and they got scared.
Okay, thank you. Andrea?
When they started hearing the shooting, Max and his mother ran through the shopping center, looking for a way to escape or hide.
Okay, excellent. Javier, please.
Max and his mother were at the shopping center buying some things for the house.
Thank you. Camila? The fifth one.
When everything was safe, they left the shopping center and went to the hospital. There, the doctor said Matt's mother won't be safe. They had to run.
Thank you. And finally, Ignacio, will you read the last please?
It says, when they were getting to the entrance, the men with guns closed the doors. One of them shoot Max's mother in the shoulder.
Okay, thank you. Now, I'm gonna give you 1 minute to read your copies, to your notes, and think about the parts of the plot of the story, and try to give an order. Okay? Then we are going to try to put an order to this story together. Okay? Then I will show you the correct order of the story. Okay? 1 minute. Do you think this is hard, difficult for you to organize the story, to put an order? Okay. Are you ready, or do you need one more minute?
We are ready.
You are ready?
We are ready.
Excellent. What about you? Javiera? Okay. You okay? Okay? Okay, it's time to share. What do you think? What do you think? Who can tell me what is the exposition of the story? Sasha.
Max and his mother were at the shopping center buying some things for the house.
So do you think this is the exposition?
Yes.
Why do you think this is the exposition?
Because they are talking and they are talking about the setting of everything,
Setting.
where everything is happening.
And also they are introducing the
Character.
character. Excellent. And who can tell me now what is the next part of the story? The conflict. Who can tell me the conflict?
A shooting shopping centers.
Okay, you say that this is the conflict.
Yes.
Okay. The conflict. And now the rising action. Kevin, please.
When they started hearing the shooting, Max and his mother ran through the shopping center looking for a way to escape or hide.
Okay, why do you think this is the rising action?
Because those are the events that are leading to the climax.
Okay. So this is the rising action. And now the climax. Who can tell me what is the climax? Andrea, please. Oh, sorry.
When they were getting to the entrance, the men with the guns closed the doors. One of them shot Max's mother in her shoulder.
Okay, he will have the verb shot.
Shot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So that verb is that it gives you the idea that this is something really exciting, that is the most like exciting part of the story. Okay. So this is. Do you think this is the climax?
Yes.
Okay. And what is the next part? The foreign action. Who can tell me the foreign action?
Despite Max's mother's wound, she could still run clear. They were able to get away.
Okay. This is the foreign action. This is what you think. And finally, the resolution. This is the resolution when everything was safe. They left the shopping center and went to the hospital. There, the doctors said Max's mother would be safe. They had survived. Okay, do you think that you think that this is the resolution? Okay, now we are going to compare your thoughts. Okay. So the first one, let's go in order. The exposition. Okay, you were right. The next part is the conflict. Okay, you were right too. The rising action is here. Okay, good job. Exposition. Then we have the climax. Climax. the following action, and finally the resolution. Okay, I think you did a very good job. So now we're going to read another example for you to understand better the story, the parts of the plot. This is a very well-known story, The Three Little Pigs. So we want to show you the structure of the plot. So first the exposition. Ignacio, please, will you read the exposition of the story?
Yes. Exposition says, once upon a time, three big brothers decided to build their own houses in the woods.
Okay, so if we have the setting and the characters. Camila, Camila, the conflict.
The wolf, their enemy, wanted to eat them.
Okay, the wolf is the conflict, is the antagonist of the story. Okay. The rise in action, Camila, please.
Each brother chose a different material to build their house: straw, sticks, and bricks. The first two pigs finished faster and they played while their older brother was finishing his brick house.
Okay, we're going to the climax. Okay, the climax, Andrea, please.
The wolf appeared and destroyed the houses of two younger pigs with his powerful blowing. So they ran to their big brother's brick house to hide.
Okay, here we have the climax, the biggest problem, the wolf trying to eat them and destroying their houses. Okay, Sebastian, please, the following action of the story.
The brick house was so strong that the wolf tried to enter through the chimney. However, the pigs put a pot of boiled water below the chimney, and the wolf fell into it and died.
Okay, the following action. the three little pigs defeated the wolf, and finally we have the resolution, that is a happy ending in this case.
The two younger pigs felt sorry for being so lazy and built their own brick houses. After this, they lived happily ever after.
Okay, so do you understand the part of the plot of the story? Is it clear? Yes. Do you like this story? Okay, excellent.
Okay, guys. Now we're going to check if you understood the parts of the diagram and we're going to name them aloud, okay, together. There are 6 parts, okay? We're going to go by one, and I want to hear all of you saying the name of the part. The first part is the
Exposition.
The second part is the
Conflict.
third,
Rise in action.
fourth,
Climax.
fifth,
Falling in action.
and finally,
Resolution.
excellent. Now you're going to work individually. Okay? You're going to have each of you some papers, okay, that have been already cut for you. They're scrambled. And this is a story. It's the same story for all of you. But the idea is that you work on your own, you read the story and you organize it. And then you get the name of the part of the plot corresponding to each picture and part of the story that you're going to have. Okay? Is it clear?
Yes.
Ignacio, what do we have to do? Loud.
We have to read those pieces of paper that contains the story. We have to reorganize them because they're mixed, and also we have to put the name of each part
Excellent.
of the plots.
Excellent. So guys, you're going to have 6 minutes for this because you're really smart. You're my best class. So I hope that you do this really fast.
Thank you, Jose.
You're welcome.
One more minute, guys.
Did you finish?
Yes.
Was it hard?
No.
Okay. Show me your picture for the exposition. Show me your picture for the exposition. Okay. There's an agreement here. Excellent. So all of you are right. Now show me your picture for the conflict. Excellent. Excellent, guys. Now show me the part for the rising action. All right. What about here? Excellent. Excellent. Rising action. Climax. Where's the climax? Okay, there is a problem here. There's a disagreement between this part of the class and this part of the class. We're going to learn why. Okay? Ignacio, read that one loud. Loud.
It says the two inevitably decide they must leave. Juana decides to go home to gather their belongings, while Kino goes to ready the canoe. However, they are each met with disaster. Kino finds the canoe destroyed, and Juana finds the house has been set on fire. narrowly escape. The family hides at Juan Tomas' house until it is safe to leave for the capital to sell the pearl.
Okay, why do you think that that's the climax?
Because everything is a mess. The
Okay.
cannon is destroyed and the
That's
house
the point.
is set on fire.
What about you guys? Read, Kevin, read your option loud.
The family leaves to travel up to the mountain to get to the capital city. Kino realizes they are being followed and he tries to create false trails to attract us. When he finally finds the trackers, he attempts to attack them. Yet, at the same moment, Coyotito and gunshot are heard. After Kino kills the trackers and rushes back to the cave, he finds that his son has been shot.
Okay, so there's one thing that we have just found out, and that is that not every time that there is conflict, that's going to be the climax. Okay, because we have conflict in both parts. Now, you think about the sequence of the story. Which part is more logically likely to come now than the other?
This part.
This one.
Because the house hasn't been destroyed yet. That it was destroyed, I don't know.
In the part that you are saying, it was already destroyed, or not?
I change my opinion.
It was destroyed after.
No, it is.
But I don't know.
It's this one because Kino, after he found the pearl, he was going to his house and everyone was like following him.
Okay, okay. Now, wait, don't work. Show me your picture for the following action. Okay, so here we have the mess. Okay? With circumstance, we're not going to give you the answer. Okay, wait. But we know that for the resolution you have the same picture. Okay, at the end of the class, we're going to check this because we want you to realize what's the order. Okay, we don't want to give you the answers. You are the ones that should get it. So throughout the class that we have left, think about it, and at the end we're going to discuss the correct answer. Okay?
Okay, students, it's time to work in pairs.
Yes.
Yeah? 2, 2, and 2. Okay? The activity is the following. Tell your partner a story about your life, which follows the part of the plot. You can tell whatever you want. You can also make up a story or a story that happened to a friend, to a relative. I don't know. Each of you has 4 minutes to tell your story. Okay? You have to write your partner's story following the parts of the plot in the worksheet given. And you can manipulate the story using your imagination. You can change things. You can add things. You can, I don't know, create characters, create the setting. I don't know. And you have 10 minutes to write the story of your partner. As you write, you can ask questions to your partner related to the story. Okay. So time starts now. First of all, you have to tell a story to each other.
Just keep in mind that it's a problem that you overcame. There was a conflict and there was a resolution. If it has that, you can follow the sequence.
Yes, sir. You have to, for example, narrating the story. She has to write everything. It's like, you know.
And you can manipulate the story.
These are questions.
Yes, you have to tell the story and then have it.
These are the stories of the family.
Right, normally.
And then you have to read.
I have to write his story to
must speak in English.
Guys, listen up. The idea is that each of you tell each other the story and both write at the same time. Okay?
Okay.
Time. No, I'm just kidding. Keep going.
You have 4 minutes to finish your writing. Because you should be writing right now. Okay, time's up. Okay, it's time to share your stories. Why don't I pick only 2 of you to share a story? Who wants to share the story? Okay, Kevin, you have to say. Okay, the exposition is.
Okay, so the exposition is Felipe is a boy who wanted to be part of the Navy. The conflict. However, he wasn't accepted the first time.
Okay.
Raising action. Got really depressed due to this situation and it started to get sadder every day. Climax. He got so depressed that he didn't eat at all and got sick. So his dad decided to take him to travel the country. Fall in action. The trip helped him to assume it and he decided to apply again next year. Resolution. Finally, during holidays, he received an unexpected call, saying that he was actually accepted because there were 2 places available. So after 1 week, Felipe entered the Navy and he became a successful seaman.
Okay,
We don't
that's
know
a
how
story.
to say money, no. So say that.
Okay, the rest of us, do you think it's okay? Does the story follow the plot of the story?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Do you like the story? Do you like the story?
Yeah.
Yes, we all like the story.
Okay, now, who wants to share the second story? Okay, I'm gonna pick. Okay, Ignacio.
Okay, this is the story of Camila Sutan. So, exposition of the story. After school, in 8th grade, Camila and her friends were walking down the street.
Okay.
Okay, the conflict. They saw an old lady pass out in the middle of the street. The rising action, they took this old lady and they took her to Camila's house. The climax, a lady arrived to Camila's house, and the girls were told that that person was a relative. The following action, they started to call a lot of people, and finally someone answered to take the lady to the hospital. Finally, the old lady was really grateful for the actions that the ladies had to her.
Okay, nice story. It clearly follows the structure of the story. Thank you, Ignacio.
Okay. So, did you like this activity?
Yeah.
Did you learn something from your partner?
Yes.
Okay, that's really good. That's a really nice way to get to know each other, especially now that you're in your last year here. So, it may help you to be better friends in the future. Okay, now what I promised. Okay, we're going to finally check the answers for the story that you try to organize. Here you go, guys. Climax. Okay. Then you already had this as falling action?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. And resolution. Okay? Okay, guys. Now, I want you to put your things together. Okay? Put your things together, organize your material. If you want to throw some things to the trash, just leave them on your desk, and when you leave, you do it. But without moving from your desk, put everything together. Away. Put everything away. Notebooks, pencil, everything. Okay, now I want you to stand up. And we're going to finish this class this way, okay? I will assign each of you a part of the plot, okay? And you're going to give just one sentence or to define it, okay? Okay? So Andrea, exposition, conflict, rising action, falling action, no, climax, falling action, and resolution, okay? Andrea.
Mr. I'm sorry, can you repeat the instructions,
Okay.
please?
I'm assigning you a part of the plot, exposition. I just want you to tell me what it is, okay? As simple as that. If you think that you have to discuss it with your partner, you can do it, but are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. Andrea, exposition.
The exposition is when it's presented the story, the characters, and the setting.
Excellent. Do you think that you have something else to add? Okay, Sebastian.
Conflict. The main problem of the story and it's going to last and have repercussions throughout the story.
Excellent. Do you have something to add, Javiera? Okay. Okay, thank you. Kevin.
Raising action is all the events that happen after the conflict and they all lead to climax.
Okay, so are they, okay? They should be like getting the situation worse. So like boosting it until they climax. And the climax,
It's when everything explodes.
okay. Is there anything worse in the story?
No. The climax is the worst.
Okay. Camila.
It is when they
What?
final
fall in action, okay?
It is when things start to get better.
Okay. Do you think that you have something else to add? Okay, Ignacio?
And the resolution is a wrap up of the story with it has a conclusion and an ending. That ending could be happy ending or a sad ending.
Okay. Not a conclusion, but when you
Everything
it's
like
not
gets
like a
resolved.
class. Okay? We don't work
No,
but
it's
yeah.
like everything gets resolved.
Okay, excellent. Excellent, guys. So now you can take your things and leave. Have a nice weekend. I hope that you have a nice trip to Iquique and see you next week.